Well, good morning. Happy Friday. You guys, I hope you are having a fantastic week. Today, I want to spend just a couple of minutes giving you guys some free information about a mindset that might be holding you back. In fact, I know for a fact that it's holding many of you back because of some of the posts that I see going on, and it is what it is, but it's a great opportunity for us to learn a few things together. So, first and foremost, for those of you who don't know me, my name is James Hoff. I'm a licensed, actively practicing realtor out here in sunny Southern California, and I'm in my 7th year. And I want to tell you something that has impacted me tremendously in my business. Are you ready? It's letting go of all of the entitlement. All of the entitlement. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about how they lost a deal, how they can't believe a family member, hello to all of you logging on right now, how they can't believe a family member or a close friend or someone they've been working with for years or months or whatever, right? Like has all of a sudden decided to go another direction. You've shown a billion houses, and all of a sudden this person might wind up under contract with somebody else and buying a house through a different agent. And the first thing that we like to do is to go online, whether it's this group or any other, and we start talking. We go, God damn it, I just lost a client. These pieces of shit. They owe me. I deserve this. I worked my ass off for it. I showed them tons of value. Like, this is unbelievable. What do you guys do? I have a buyer's agency. Like, how do we enforce it? I want to get them, fuck them, like whatever, right? So here's what I want you to do. And I actually want you to do this. This isn't just some dude like spitting stuff at you. I want you to take a minute with me, okay? I want you to take a minute with me. I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes. Come on. Close your eyes. And I want you to look at everything that you did for this person. Everything that you did for these clients. I want you to put yourself in their shoes. Because in your mind, right, you're adding all of this value. I want you to think of all the stuff that you did for them. How valuable is it? I want you to see yourself talking to them. You pretend you're the client, all right? So keep your eyes closed. I want you to put yourself in your client's position. Watch yourself talk to you now, right? Watch yourself, listen to yourself, add that quote-unquote value you speak of. Is it really valuable? Or was it valuable to just you as the agent? All right, I want you to take a deep breath. Now exhale. And I want you guys to just accept responsibility. I want you to take a moment with your eyes closed and say, I am responsible for everything I do. Go on, say it. I am responsible for everything I do. And I am responsible for everything I don't do. Come on, say it. Let's say it. I am responsible for everything I do, and I am responsible for everything I don't do. Okay, take one more deep breath. Okay, let it go. All right, open your eyes. Guys, it is time to let go of your entitlement. It is time to accept responsibility for your action or lack thereof. You do not get the privilege of defining what your value means to somebody else. The recipient of your message, the recipient of your value. I don't get to pick whether you think what I'm telling you right now is valuable. You get to pick that. But I am responsible for whether or not I am making the effort to deliver the message, right? So I have to put myself on the other side of my phone, in the seat that you're sitting in, and determine, is what I am offering, like if I'm listening to me talk, is what I'm offering valuable? Would I take this advice? How would I receive it? Guys, we can argue about this all day long, but there's buyer agency agreements out there that we are feeling like just because we got that piece of paper signed that we are entitled to compensation, that we are entitled to pay. Now, don't go tell me, well, agency's required. Look, maybe by your broker. I'm in California and agency's required out here too, but not until we actually start writing the offers and getting things under contract, okay? I don't have to have exclusive agency to show houses. And I want you to listen to that for a minute. I apply this to your state, local, broker rules, whatever. If you have a broker that has put this stipulation that you can't show houses without agency and it's not a state law that you have to follow, then my suggestion is find a new brokerage, because I want you to think about this for a minute. Think about the magnitude of the decision being made to purchase a house. Think about the last time that you moved. Think about the house you're in right now, whether you bought it or whether you lease it, and think about how big of a decision that was for you in your life. Now, take that same decision and give it to somebody who knows no better about real estate, who doesn't know all of the moving parts, who's never met you, who knows nothing about you other than the few things they've seen online, the reviews that got shoved down their throat, right? The couple things that you said to them, the reviews, by the way, that many people pay for or beg for or whatever, right? That's what they know about you. And all of a sudden we go and say, please sign a contract that promises compensation to me, even though you don't know me very well, and you're trusting me to deliver you a positive experience, one that puts you in the most favorable position on the biggest investment you're going to make in your lifetime. Guys, it's not a small responsibility. And moving forward, this is the mindset holding you back, is that entitlement mindset. Moving forward with the entitlement that because you got the paper signed means that you deserve the compensation. It does not. Just because you worked hard does not mean that you offered value. Just because you spent time does not mean that you offered value. Just because you think you offered value does not mean that you offered value. Folks, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Always has been, always will be. The consumer gets to determine your value. They get to interpret that value. So it's important that you understand that just because they signed paper doesn't mean that you delivered on the promise. And instead of coming onto Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or LinkedIn or Twitter or YouTube and blowing people up about this is fucking bullshit and I worked my ass off, I've been working with them for years, and like all this bullshit about how you deserve it. Guys, if you earned it, then they would not be working with somebody else. Well, they just did it because they wanted to get a credit back and this other fucking broker said that they would give them money. Okay. Then that means that you didn't show enough value for the money that they knew you were going to get paid, whether they were the ones paying it or not. Guys, entitlement is holding the majority of business people back. It does not matter self-employed or employed as a W-2 employee. Entitlement mindset is polluting your ability to grow. It is holding you back. So, take that deep breath. I'm responsible for the actions I perform, and I'm responsible for the actions I don't perform. Take that deep breath again and let go of all of the entitlement. Nobody owes you a goddamn thing. You have to earn your mom's business. You have to earn your cousin's business. You got to earn business from your best friend. Just because you have the relationship doesn't mean you get the money. You have to show value. You have to start understanding that like the world's not out to get you. If somebody doesn't work with you, it might be because they don't want you up in their business. Maybe it's because somebody else actually did engage with them without entitlement and was like, you know what? I don't think that the friendship I've had for 20 years delivered value enough to deserve the business of selling their house just because I'm licensed and we're good friends. They don't owe you that. You have to earn it. And when you do earn it and you get them to sign that piece of paper, it doesn't mean that you still deserve it by the end, because getting the piece of paper too often, getting it executed and signed, provides and brings upon complacency. Yep, absolutely. The book Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday preaches the same thing, so true. Hey, what up? I'm so sorry. I'm going to botch this. Is it Yevgeny? Yevgeny? I'm so sorry. I'm botching your name. I always try, but feel free to spell it phonetically, and I'll try to remember it or say it and remember it next time. Guys, you have to let go of the debt that you think everybody owes you. Last year, I gave a lot of money to people that needed it in both family and friend who were like in positions like, I was like, oh, let me try to help you, right? And then some of it was like, oh, we'll repay. And Yevgeny. I don't know. That's hard because there's different ways to pronounce. I'm sorry, man. But guys, I gave with expectation of certain return, right? Hey, I'm going to lend this money out to a family member or a friend, and they're going to pay me back. And then when they don't pay me back, I sit there and go, ah, shit, those fucking people owed me money. But you know what? I got it. All right, cool. Guys, but they are not the ones who offered it to themselves. I did, right? So I have to take responsibility for the fact that I offered, and then maybe if I didn't receive it back, I have to take responsibility for my own risk. I've never once, not one single time, have I gotten an exclusive agency signed by a buyer before I started showing houses. Only when I write offers. Not one time will I take out a cancellation clause from a contract. On a listing contract, 100%. 100%. I just signed a listing for over $600,000 the other day. 100% of my listing contracts have an opt-out clause. You can fire me after 30 days for any reason with 7-day written notice. You can email it or mail it. I don't want to work with people who don't want to work with me. While I appreciate the opportunity to do better, for the people that feel like I messed up or screwed them over or whatever, they don't owe me that opportunity. If I think I'm delivering value, but it's not received as value, then the truth is I didn't deliver value. Because the consumer is the one that has the right to pick, right? They're the ones that have the right to pick on their interpretation of my value. So you gotta let go. If somebody wants to fire me, fire me. If you have an exclusive agency signed with a buyer and they say fuck you and leave, then let them go. Stop coming into groups and asking how you can get your money. How do I collect? The way that you collect is by offering enough value that they didn't want to leave in the first place. Money becomes a problem. Money becomes an issue, a point of contention in the absence of value. When you're not offering true value, people will judge the money that you make or are going to make, and they'll determine if they want to stay with you or not. Guys, I'm telling you, take a minute every morning. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let it go. And let all of your entitlement go with it. It's not worth it. And you holding on to how you could get paid from somebody that doesn't want to work with you is not only inviting negativity into your life and continuing to invite entitlement into your life, it's inviting bad into your life, because these people, I know there's people out there that like I see on these comments are like, well, you can't be afraid of enforcement, James, and you can't be afraid of putting the screws to them because they're the ones that signed the contract, and if we don't enforce, then they'll never learn. Well, let me tell you something. If you don't figure out how to add value, if you keep on going after people who signed a contract and you didn't deliver value on it and you never learn, then you are the problem. It's not about getting the customer to learn about your value. It's about you understanding and learning about the value that the customer actually wants and then learning how to deliver on and execute it. If you don't do that, then you don't deserve the money in that contract, whether you have it or not. period. If anybody ever in my lifetime comes up to me, whether I live in California for the rest of my life or not, anybody in my lifetime comes up and says, you are obligated to sign an agency agreement with me, and you are obligated to pay me in the event that you choose to go with someone else or go a different way, or, I deliver and you don't perform, I won't sign it. I have nothing I have to prove to you as the consumer. You have everything that you have to prove to me as the agent, because you, the agent, have to prove to me, the consumer, that you're worth it. And asking people to sign contracts for thousands or tens of thousands of dollars when they've literally read nothing more than a fucking online review or gone to a website where you endorse yourself as the great agent who's the wonderful matchmaker or whatever bullshit you're giving them that day, and you think that that is what makes you deserve the money? Well, they signed the contract. Nobody forced them. Really? Did you present it that way? Guys, know what you're required to do and stop putting so many restrictions on people to work with you. Stop putting the restrictions on people to say, like, there's something called an overlay, like a bank overlay. I've talked about this before, but banks have their own overlays. So there's the normal requirements that the government has to, like, insure the loan, right? So the federally backed loans, the Fed who insures the loans goes, okay, here's the requirements, that the minimal requirements somebody has to meet. But then the bank says, well, I'm going to add extra protection for myself because I want higher quality. So I'm going to add my own overlays, my own requirements, right? My own requirements to do business with my bank. They make it harder to work with themselves, or for people to want to work with them. Are you making it hard to work with you because of all the restrictions you put on you? Are you walking around like you're Jesus Christ? Guys, you've got to let go. Nobody owes you a goddamn thing. It's truth. When I get those feelings about a client, I recognize it. Then I strive to learn from what I did or didn't do to provide the value to my client. That Paula is nailing it. Paula gets it. Paula's got the mindset. Paula's already let go of that entitlement because she knows that the client gets to pick. The client gets to decide what Paula's value is and how it's perceived. They're the ones experiencing that value or lack thereof. Guys, this is the best advice I can give you before you go into this weekend. It's not about the work. It's not about all the action. It's about the mindset behind it. Do you feel entitled to something because you woke up this morning? Don't. Nobody owes you anything. Accept responsibility for everything. Accept responsibilities for the actions you take and the actions you don't. Accept responsibility for how that is coming off to other people. And more than anything, accept the feedback and the opportunity, the big opportunity, the huge opportunity to learn. Accept the huge opportunity to learn from the feedback you're getting. Stop trying to hold people hostage to contracts that you didn't perform on, that you didn't deliver the value you promised, that you feel entitled to. Stop holding people hostage to that stuff and start listening to the messages about why you're put in that position. Because the client didn't put you there. You put the client there. And because you put the client in a position that made them want to go somewhere else, you lost that contract for yourself. Nobody took it from you. You lost it for you. So for anybody running around with an entitlement mindset, today's the day. Today is the day that you start anew. You move forward without. You breathe it in, you breathe it out, and you leave that shit right here. You put that baggage down and you walk forward. Got it? Remember something. Real agents work. You've got to be one of them. Have a fucking awesome weekend. Make it happen. See you guys.